Once upon a time, archaeologists from the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences began to excavate the high mountainous regions of western China. And in the Pamir mountain range, they discovered something very interesting. 2,500-year-old tombs. And in these tombs, they discovered ancient wooden burners. Gas chromatography, mass spectrometry was used to isolate and identify the compounds burned. Once they did this, they realized and were amazed to find that the preserved chemical compound was in fact cannabis, containing a higher level of THC than what is found in wild cannabis today. Throughout history, there has been considerable evidence that shows the cannabis plant as being the most sought-after multi-purpose plant in the world. How could this plant that could provide us with an efficient amount of food, clothing and shelter, energy and medicine fall under the control of federal regulating bodies? Over the years, I have remained horrified by the governing body's constant and consistent campaign to deny us a healthy life. Hemp, nature's miracle plant, to which there are more benefits than anyone could have imagined. Today, we of course have even more in-depth scientific knowledge of the hemp plant's healing properties.
When we choose to use a product for the benefit of our own personal health or someone that we care about, helping another person, living a healthy life, is a sacred and loving act. And therefore, it's very important to make sure that we take care that the products that we use are not somehow making us sick.
Let us join one of the experts in this field of study. Let us find out if the products available today are as beneficial as intended. And let us discover if there is more to the medicinal properties of this plant that we have yet to learn. I consider this information to be vital. More of what you need to know. About a year ago, I held a conversation with a woman who had several questions pertaining to natural health. One of the things that I love about what I do is the fact that this is not a one-way street. This is an exchange. Although we may find it difficult at times to exchange things, sharing ideas and information seems to come a bit more naturally. I have learned over my lifetime that one should make it a goal to share valuable ideas and valuable information. As a result of doing this, you will find that the information you begin to receive from others is of a much better quality than you would normally receive if you did not share your ideas or information at all. Our conversation, it turns out that the woman I was speaking with was CEO and founder of Nessa's Hemp. Once I discovered what she knew about hemp and other organic whole foods, my eyes lit up because I knew the true power of this plant. I also discovered that she knew much more than I could anticipate. There are dark things that exist in this world. Some of those things have a lot to do with the food that you eat. And if you want to take it even further, some of those dark things are spiritual. For example, what if I told you that some foods are spiritually contaminated? How many of you have had an experience at a young age about sitting at the dinner table and being told to bless your food? Do you know what the true purpose of that is? It is not only to give thanks, it is also to improve the purity of the food you eat. Remember Dr. Masaru Emoto's rice experiment? Some of you have no idea how deep this goes. What if I told you that some of the products you find up on the shelf at your local market are the opposite of blessed? Meaning someone actually said a prayer of darkness over some of those products. In a world full of health food supplements, you have a choice. You obtain live, raw, organic whole food supplements. And that's it. There's your choice. Anything else, and that's your health. Why? Because everything that I have researched over the years is that the best supplements that work the best were exactly that. Live, raw, organic whole foods. There is nothing magical about it. It's food. People want to take something and become superhuman. They do. Many people take something just because they want to heal. And it is because of those two reasons alone why it is so important to find raw materials and make your own supplements. There are several products and raw materials to which most of you are not permitted access to. Therefore, you shop for the finished product. For example, you can make vitamin C at home, but you can't necessarily make honey at home because most of you aren't raising bees. You can make Ormus at home, but you can't necessarily make CBD at home, unless of course you are allowed to. Which brings me to the subject of the properties of this very unique and versatile plant.
Caring about the quality of our medicinal hemp products begins with the actual plants themselves. After harvest, the next step in producing a CBD oil or a hemp extract is processing. Typically, most large industrial CBD oil manufacturers use methods of extraction that create THC. The hemp plant itself does not actually contain THC. It does not actually produce THC. THC is a byproduct of overheating hemp plants in processing. And these processing methods are really a carryover from the methods used to process recreational marijuana that is intended to create an intoxication or a high. This process is often referred to as decarboxylation. Decarboxylation is the process by which the native phytocannabinoids that are naturally present in the hemp plant are converted to THC and CBD. Yes, CBD is not naturally found in hemp. What the hemp plant actually produces are what are called acidic cannabinoids that include CBGA, or cannabigerolic acid, CBDA, or cannabidiolic acid, and THCA, tetrahydrocannabinolic acid. These are the natural forms found in the plant, and they have natural bioactivity, healing medicinal qualities. In fact, several studies have shown that these acidic cannabinoids are actually more beneficial or more effective than the so-called activated forms of THC and CBD. You may see in literature or in reports that THC and CBD are the activated forms, but this is incorrect. In fact, CBDA has been shown to be 1,000 times more effective at the interaction with what is called the 5-HT1A serotonin receptor that plays the role in modulating mood, for instance, with anxiety and depression, and also in alleviating the nausea and vomiting that is experienced, for example, with cancer patients. CBDA is deactivated in many ways when it's transformed into CBD. But other studies show that products that contain both CBDA and CBD are actually more effective and provide a higher bioavailability.
When we are shopping for supplements, we are shopping for food. And because it is food, it is generally grown, which means that what you are purchasing is coming in batches. Think about electronics. Electronics are sold in batches, meaning they don't make them like they used to. There are constant upgrades and modifications to those products. Many food products are also sold this way, all the way back to the farm. Farm-raised food versus wild food is like night and day, and most of you know what I'm talking about. Not all CBD is created equal. The factors that go into creating the best quality CBD in a certain place may not be the same factors that go into creating that same quality CBD the following season or year, even though you are getting it from the same source. We've seen companies change their methods of production. We've seen companies change ingredients, how they distribute, all to keep up with the changing demands, regulations, and the changing environment.
High-quality, full-spectrum hemp extracts can provide vital support to the human body through their stimulation of the endocannabinoid system. The endocannabinoid system operates to create harmony within the body by modulating the activities of the immune system, cardiovascular system, and other systems throughout the body that manage everything from our emotional mood and anti-cancer defenses to athletic and cognitive performance and sexual function. There are several premium CBD tincture brands on the market. However, several investigations by academic universities, state and federal agencies have revealed that many of these products do not contain sufficient quantities of CBD as compared to their label claims. When we choose to use a product for the benefit of our own personal health or someone that we care about, helping another person, living a healthy life, is a sacred and loving act. And therefore, it's very important to make sure that we take care that the products that we use are not somehow making us sick. We can look at the ingredient listings to make sure that there are no toxic compounds. And in the case of hemp CBD products, we can actually look at what's called the Certificate of Analysis, or COA, that will let us know whether there are residual contaminants. Of significant concern for many consumers is an unintentional exposure to THC for personal reasons, religious reasons, perhaps due to their profession, and a requirement to pass periodic drug screens. Cold extraction of live hemp plants alleviates this concern by not producing THC in the first place. Low temperature extraction preserves these active acidic cannabinoids so that THC is never produced. THCA is not intoxicating, and even after being taken in the body, it is not converted into THC. Therefore, it doesn't produce intoxication. This can be very important for people who need to maintain a certain level of alertness, either in their work, because they care for young children, also athletes that need to maintain a high level of mental function, mind-body function. And so this can be of concern. Recreational marijuana, THC content is very important. but for your medicinal hemp needs, THCA and CBDA can provide the balanced benefits that you seek without the addition of any intoxication.
There is still a lot of confusion about THC and CBD. For example, CBD is legal in all 50 states if the CBD is derived from hemp with no more than 0.3% THC. This goes all the way to the federal level, unless a certain state has specific regulations. CBD derived from marijuana, on the other hand, is illegal across the nation. So what that means is states have to legalize the use of recreational marijuana just so that people can use CBD products in those states. Otherwise, the CBD has to come from hemp, raw hemp, so that there is very little to no THC. There is only one FDA-approved CBD product in the US. One. How is this possible? You have to patent this product if you want it FDA approved. Otherwise, it's just food. So how do you patent something that is just food? Well, you create a synthetic or altered version of it. Once it's FDA approved, you can market it in beauty products, foods, beverages. You can make therapeutic claims. Only one company gets to do this, while it remains illegal for everyone else to do this. Now you are probably scratching your head thinking, but that doesn't make any sense. Well, when you can lobby Congress with millions of dollars, you can make it make sense.
Scientific studies have shown what is called the entourage effect, that CBD for medicinal applications actually is more effective when it is administered along with CBDA and other cannabinoids. There is a synergy or a cooperativity because the multiple bioactive components of hemp act in multiple complementary sites throughout the body. The result is a fuller systemic healing effect that can be very important whether a person has an inflammatory condition like chronic arthritis or neurodegenerative disease, or is concerned about cancer, either the development of cancer or the attempt to send their cancer into regression and survive what has been often told to people is a fatal condition. Many people turn to cannabis as a last resort in their cancer treatment when the usual medications from their healthcare provider have failed to provide a cure or a remission. The same can be true for other conditions like digestive disorders, IBS, IBD, and also emotional or psychiatric conditions such as anxiety, depression, PTSD, and as well some seizure disorders.
When we expose our bodies to certain elements, our bodies react, and many of these reactions are imperceptible. Because the atmosphere is changing, and because the heat in direct sunlight is going to be intense, because our food is about to become more toxic, our bodies may experience increased moments of inflammation. What happens to your respiratory tract, your mouth, your nose, your sinuses, your throat when the air is too dry? What happens when it is too humid? What happens when this keeps changing back and forth? Pressure changes in the atmosphere. This is already causing it. Some people feel pain in their joints when there is a storm coming. That is a change in atmospheric pressure. It's a real thing.
Chronic inflammation can also play a role in many other conditions that often go unrecognized. In much of the scientific literature, it is evident that many of the conditions that we associate with aging actually appear to result from immune dysfunction that leads to chronic inflammation. The list is fairly long. Cerebrovascular disease, cardiovascular disease, the promotion of cancer, the development of mood disorders, inflammation in the digestive tract, for example, can disturb the natural production of what is called serotonin, often referred to as the happy molecule. The promotion of higher levels of serotonin is the target effect of SSRIs, or selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, which are common antidepressive medications.
I have a very short list of superfoods that I feel should be consumed regularly and are great for prepping, and one of them is hemp, for a number of reasons. The main reason being the energy inside the plant when it is living. I think we sometimes forget that these are living organisms that react and respond to many environmental factors, some more sensitive than others.
The benefits of cold extraction are multiple, primarily that the full spectrum of medicinally beneficial compounds that are naturally present within the hemp plant are available. Cold extraction preserves what are called the acidic cannabinoids that include CBGA, or cannabigerolic acid, CBDA, or cannabidiolic acid, and THCA, tetrahydrocannabinolic acid. These are what are called the parent compounds of the familiar CBD and THC. Those are commonly found in large-scale, industrially produced CBD oils because of the tendency to use high-temperature processing methods specifically targeted at what's called decarboxylation. Deep carboxylation is thought of as the way of activating these acidic cannabinoids to the forms commonly found, again, THC and CBD. But that is an old habit that is held over from the production of recreational marijuana. I came to the cannabis space because my background in natural products, pharmacology, and medicinal development, in addition to my background in anesthesia, which of course you could call psychotropic medicine, has been an ideal, perhaps serendipitous preparation for understanding the full breadth and depth of the potential of cannabis on the hemp side and the marijuana side for the health-conscious consumer.
We have all come to understand that there is no distant future without our health. For thousands of years, mankind has held all the secrets to longevity, yet we are still searching for cures. Delusion is a strong thing, but negligence is an extreme thing. The world of tomorrow is becoming quite unpredictable as hiding the truth is becoming more difficult for those who want to control it. God has given us many gifts, with plenty left for you to discover.